So welcome to this lecture. Did you calculate that last class problem I had given? I think some of you answered. Did anyone solve this problem? Can you hear me? Did anybody solve this problem? Yes, am I audible to you? Hello? Yes, anybody solved this problem or not? You please answer. At least say no. Don't keep quiet. Alvin, Ashik, am I audible to you? Yes, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yeah, did you solve the problem? Please speak, man. You're keeping quiet. I'm saying. Did you solve the problem or not? Please, anyone speak, man. What is this? You are keeping quiet.
No, sir.
Nobody has solved.
I didn't.
No.
Nobody. Okay, fine. You could have tried now. What is the big deal in that? Eh? Some attempt you should do. Anyway. So, at least you, I hope all of you have calculator with you. Do you? Do you have a
Yes, sir.
calculator? Huh? Without calculator,
Yes,
you cannot calculate. Okay. Problems I told, no, but I'll be solving problem next class. So that means you should have a calculator with you. Okay. So if you see here, the area of the piston is 0.12, pressure P1 is 1.5 megapascal, so that will be 1.5 into 10 to the power pascals. So pressure decreases to P2, that is 0.15 megapascal, that will be 0.15 into 10 to the power kilopascal. This is given, right? So last class I explained you that when a piston moves from one location to other location, pressure decreases, volume increases. We explained everything. All this we have already discussed. The pressure and the volume relationship can be obtained here, right? That is given as a linear, right? So if you look at this, now what I have to do, I have to find out the area of the curve under this line, right? So if you look at this area, it is a nothing but that either you can do it using a work done is equal to P dV integration over 1 to 2. That way you can do it if you know the relation between P and V. Okay, so here is a piston. Piston moves from a position 1 to position 2. So when this happens, there is a work done. So we can use this equation, or alternately graphically it is area under the curve. If I can calculate this area, that will give me the amount of work done. So area of this trapezium, right? It's a trapezium. So if you look at this, what is this area? How to calculate this area? Can anybody say? Can anyone respond? Prerna, are you there? Are you there? Alvin? Ashik?
Yes, sir.
How to calculate this area?
Do it by two parts. First, we can calculate the area of the right angle triangle. Then we can calculate the area of the rectangle.
Okay. So what is the area of the triangle? Two areas you are saying. Triangle area and the plus area of the rectangle, right? Can anybody tell me area of the rectangle? It's simple. What is the area of the rectangle here? What is the area of rectangle? Any rectangle, how do you calculate?
Length into breadth.
Length into breadth. So what is length here? Length is
V2 minus V1.
V2 minus V1. What is the height? Height is P2, pressure, correct? So area of the rectangle will be P2 into bracket V2 minus V1. So what is the V2 minus V1? Can anybody give me the answer? When piston moves from this location to this location, this is the volume, that change in volume. Initially this volume was there, finally this plus this is the volume. So what is change in volume? Change in volume is given by this dotted area, right? So how much is that? How to calculate that? Piston moves, it sweeps, right? This piston moves from here to here. What will be the area? Any guess? Can anybody say this or not?
Area into stroke, sir.
Area into stroke length, correct?
Yes, sir.
Piston cross section area into change in length, the movement, the distance that piston moves. That is distance between the location 1 and the location 2.
Okay.
Right? That is stroke length. Stroke length is given. How much is the stroke length? Stroke length is, what is the cross section area and what is the
0.3 meter is the stroke length. Area
0.3 meter is 0.3 meter is the stroke length. Area is
0.12 meter square.
Meter square, correct? If you multiply 2, how much you will get? Change in volume, delta V, V2 minus V1, 0.12 into 0.3.
0.036.
0.036 meter cube, right? So take this. What is that? The disturbance. So P2 is the pressure at the end. At the end, pressure is 0.15 megapascal. That is 0.15 into 10 to the power 5 kilopascal. Into change in volume is 0.036 meter cube. Multiply these two both. How much you will get? 0.15 into 0.036. Please do that. Others also.
5.4 into 10 to the 5.4 into 10 to the power of minus 3.
5.4 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay. This will be the area. So this will be, what will be the unit of this? What will be the unit of this?
Joule.
Joules, because it's a work done. Area under curve is work.
Sir, the area is 5,400 meters square. I didn't multiply the mega over there.
Into 10 to the power minus 5. So it will be how much? Sorry, 5. So minus 3. 5.4
kilojoule.
5.4 kilojoule it will be. Yes, correct. 5.4 into, yes, 5.4 kilojoules it is, or 5.4 into 10 to the power 3 joules. Correct. Others, everybody is able to follow this, what I am saying here. Okay. Now triangle area. What is the triangle area?
Half BH.
Half breadth into height. Right? What is the breadth here? Breadth is again once again. What is breadth?
V2 minus V1.
V2 minus V1. Correct. V2 minus V1 into height is how much?
P1.
P1. Is it P1?
P1 minus P2.
P1 minus P2 because it is height here. This height. This is triangle, right? This height I want, only this height. P1 is total height. Correct? P1 minus P2 will be this height. So find out the change in volume is already known to us, that is 0.036 into P2 minus P1. P1 minus P2. P1 is how much? 1.5 minus 0.15 into 10 to the power 6. Okay, 10 to the power 6. So how much that will be?
2.43
1.5
kilojoules.
minus 0.15 into 0.36.
036, sir.
Sorry, 036 divided by 2, right? So it will be 0.0243 into 10 to the power 6. So that will be how much?
2.43 kilojoules.
2.43 kilojoules. .43 or 24. Just check. I'm getting 24. Others, please check it. 0.03 into bracket 1.5 minus 1.5 divided by 2 into
24.3.
24, huh?
Yes.
This megajoules you have taken 10 to the power 6, right? How much you have taken?
10 to the power of 6, sir.
Yeah. So you should get 24. Are you getting 24 or 23? 2
24.3.
24.3 kilojoules. So if you add both, above one was how much it was? 5.4 kilojoules
4 kilojoules.
plus
29, sir. 29.7 something.
total will be 20
29.7 kilojoules.
5 point 29.7
7 kilojoules.
kilojoules you can write, right? So this is the amount of work done. This is how you have to calculate. This is one way of doing it. Other way of doing it is how to do that. You know that relation between P and V, how they are related. P is linearly proportional to V, right? There is a linear relation between P and V. So that you can write P into bracket P is equal to M into V plus C you can write. If you differentiate this equation, it will become dP this side, that side it will become M into dV, right? So if I substitute this in terms of or you can other way also, this way you can write, or you can write V is equal to M into P plus C. That way also you can write, whichever way you like. Okay, linear relation means both are linear. Either you can write X in terms of V in terms of X in terms of Y, or Y in terms of X. Okay. So if you write like this, because you used to writing Y equal to mx plus c, therefore I'm writing P is equal to me plus c. So if you differentiate, then it will become a dP is equal to m into dV. So that you have to substitute. Work done is equal to into P remains as it is, where dV is there, you write m into dP, right? So it changes from P1 to P2. So if you integrate, what is m? M is slope of the line. What is slope of the line? Can you find out slope of the curve here? Yes. So when volume changes, change in x, change in y divided by change in y, change in y divided by change in x. So that is change in pressure. So change in pressure is P2 minus P1. P2 minus P1 divided by V2 minus V1. How much you will get? Do that M, calculation of M. So you take this quantity will be constant. M if you substitute, you will get work done is equal to integration of M P dP. Okay, M is a constant. M is a constant slope that you can take it outside. So that M you substitute it as P2 minus P1 divided by V2 minus V1. So what you are left with is P dP. So P dP can be integrated. What is the x dx? Are you following me? Others are keeping quiet. Are you doing it or not? Alvin?
Yes.
So do that integration. So what is integration of P dP? sorry, when you substitute this dv is equal to dp by m. So m will not be multiply, it will be division. Yeah. So m will be division means here you will get a 1 by m into integration of p dp. Okay, please change that. Okay. So then it will be m into 1 by m into p dp, integration of p dp. What is integration of p dp? Are you able to follow? What is integration of x dx? Are you following me or not?
X square by 2.
X square by 2. Similarly, here p dp will be integration of
P
p dp,
square.
p square by 2. Right? Then substitute upper limit and lower limit. Upper limit is p2, lower limit is p1. So what you will get a 1 by m into 1 by 2 into bracket p2 square minus p1 square. Okay? Are you following me? So here that will be equal to 1 by m. What is m? Slope of line I said. Slope of line is p2 by p1. Sorry, p2 minus p1 divided by v2 by v2 minus v1. So 1 by m will become v2 minus v1 divided by p2 minus p1 into 1 by 2 p2 square minus p1 square. Okay, substitute here all the values. v2 minus v1 you know it is 0.036 divided by p2 is 0.15 minus p1 is 1.5 into whole into 10 to the power 6. Here p2 again 0.15 into 10 to the power 6 whole square minus 1.5 into 10 to the power 6 whole square. Do it. You are able to follow what I am saying here? Any confusion is there? Before substituting, if you want, you can simplify this. P2 square minus P1 square can be written as P2 plus P1 into P2 minus P1. That way it will be easy. This P2 minus P1 gets cancelled. Simplification for final calculation will be easy. So V2 minus V1, P2 minus P1, 1 by 2 I will take outside into P2 minus P1, P2 plus P1 into bracket P2 minus P1. So P2 minus P1 gets cancelled. So at the end you will get 1 by 2 V2 minus V1 into bracket one row, another into P2 plus P1. It will be very easy to calculate. Do this. V2 minus V1 is 36. This is 0.15 plus 1.5 into 10 to the power. You should get same answer. Okay. Let's see. If same answer is not there, some mistake has happened in the calculation. Yes, anybody calculated this? Have you understood what I said? If you're not understood, please ask, okay? Don't keep quiet, do the calculation. Are you able to follow what I'm discussing here? People are not talking at all. Abhishek?
29.7
29 points?
kilojoules.
Yeah, same value you will get, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, both means either you can use this method or that method. Any one method you can use. Okay, you get exactly same answer. If you don't get exactly same answer, means somewhere in the calculation you have done mistake. Algebraic manipulation when you do, there will be some mistakes happen when you do methodically. When you do step by step, one step if it goes over, you'll get a wrong and entire answer will be wrong. Okay, so you should do it very carefully. Practicing is very important here. You have to practice a lot. Okay. So I don't know if you ask your senior friends, I usually tell them there is a lot of difference between skill and knowledge. Okay. So what is the difference between skill and knowledge? Can anybody tell? Anyone? All of you have calculated. Prerna, could you calculate that? Yes. Ashwin, did you calculate that?
Yes, sir.
Alvin, did you calculate? Jeevan, Hitesh, Lakshmisha, all of you calculated or not? Nitish,
Sir.
Nitin Rai, huh? Are you able to follow or not? If you have, see, if you don't keep quiet, if you don't do yourself, you will never learn. Nitin Rai, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Did you calculate?
Yes, sir.
You got how much answer?
29.7.
What? 29.7, what it is? Kilometer, meter, huh?
Kilojoule.
Kilo?
Joule.
Kilojoules. Okay. So I suppose all of you have calculated. Huh? Everybody has calculated, I believe. Huh? Prashant Bhatt is there. Prashant Bhatt. Prashant,
Yes, sir.
did you calculate?
Yes, sir.
How much did you get value?
29.4.
29.4. Simply you are telling from others answer, or did you calculate?
Calculate.
Previous, you calculated? Can you, if a
Yes,
previous
sir.
step value, can you tell me? One step before, what did you get?
24.3 kilojoules. Area of triangle. Where?
Two triangles you added. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay, you calculated. Very good. Rakesh, did you do calculation?
Sir, I already done that.
Very good. You sent this answer to me?
Yes, sir.
You sent SMS, sorry, WhatsApp message?
No, sir. First I told it. That is 29.7 kilojoules.
You before this class yesterday only you have done homework.
No, sir. At the
Okay,
beginning.
you are the one who gave
when
answer.
you
Okay.
asked.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, fine. I don't know who has answered. I do not come to know yet. That's fine. Prerna, did you get answer? Did you get answer? Satmani, did you get answer? Satmani, are you there? Ranjit, Satmani, did you answer? Did you get the answer? Okay. So what this problem solving is a skill. Knowledge is different, skill is different. What is the difference between knowledge and skill? Can anybody tell me? Prashant, can you tell me what is the difference between skill and knowledge?
Knowledge how to apply. We can know how to apply.
How to apply? How to apply is a knowledge.
Skill in self, we will be knowing perfectly how to do. In the sense, how to do the work correctly.
Not knowing, you will be able to do. Knowing is different. How to do knowing is different. ಈಗ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಹೇಗಾಗಬೇಕು, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ. It is a knowledge. Everybody knows that. You plus, you see. You pass PUC, then take write CET, take admission, pay the fees, attend the classes, qualify all the exams, then you will become engineer. Graduate you will become. That is knowledge. How will you do it? Skill is you go actually there. You go there, practice, write the exam. Then what you become is called a skill. You go through all this process. Okay, that is skill. Skill you have to acquire. How to become prime minister? Form a party, have your own people, contest elections. Your party MLA, all candidates will win MP election. Then they will elect you. You will become prime minister. This is knowledge, right? But with this knowledge, can you become prime minister? Can I become prime minister? I have this knowledge with me. So just simply having knowledge will make me prime minister? No, right? Skill is you have to practice. Kai kushalate antaralva kannadadalli. You have to kai haakbeku ನೀವು ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. You have to solve your hand. Only then you will get that. Skill will not come by reading. So like suppose if somebody reads a book how to swimming, how to learn swimming in 15 days. Read that book for 15 days. Then jump in Netravati. What will happen? You will be able to swim and come outside?
Skill.
No, swimming is a skill. Just by knowing how to swim, you will never become a swimmer. To swim, you have to practice. You have to jump in water, practice. Only then you will be able to swim. Like riding a bicycle. How to ride a bicycle? If I teach you, will you ever be able to ride? No. You have to practice that. Only when you practice it, you will acquire a skills. That is the difference between a skill and knowledge. How to solve problem, I explained. But will you be able to solve the problem? No, unless you solve it on your own. If you simply read the problem, you will never be able to solve the problem. Okay? Clear? Hope this problem everybody has solved. Okay? Let us go for a new problem. Prerna, did you get the answer? What happened to Prerna? Prerna?
Yes, sir.
She is silent. Okay, fine. So we will solve one more problem. Can you read this? Is it visible on your screen? The sentences are visible or they are very small? Is it visible to you on your screen? What I'm showing on the screen here?
Yes,
This
sir.
problem is visible? Okay. So I'll read this. You can also read. The piston of an oil engine of area 0.0045 meters square moves downwards. Okay. 75 millimeter. Drawing 0.00283 meter cube of fresh air from atmosphere. The pressure in the cylinder is uniform during the process at 80 kilopascal, while the atmospheric pressure is 101.375 kilopascal. Difference being due to flow resistance in the induction pipe and inlet valves. So how to solve this problem? Okay. So can you solve this problem? Solution was there. If somebody has observed, you should be able to pick up first. I closed it now. How to solve this problem? You know this IC engines, right? IC engine, you have seen suction stroke. Everybody is able to imagine a suction stroke in IC engine. You studied, right, in EME. All of you are able to follow what is a suction stroke? Someone should answer yes or no.
Sir.
Okay. When during suction stroke, what happens? Inlet valve is open, piston is moving downwards, right? So therefore, there is a vacuum is created. That means pressure is less inside the cylinder compared to outside. So therefore, what happens? Outside pressure, outside gas rushes inside the cylinder because the inside pressure is less. Outside pressure is more. Therefore, fluids always flow from a high pressure to low pressure. That is the reason what happens. The air from outside is sucked inside, right? So when this happens, outside pressure is 1.1037 kilopascal, Whereas inside pressure is uniform during the process. What is the meaning of this word? During the suction process, inside pressure is uniform during the process. What is the meaning of this sentence? Can anybody tell me? Pressure in the cylinder is uniform during the process. What does it mean? Are you following me what I am saying here? Satmani, Rakesh,
camera, mic,
Sir.
tent,
Yaradu? Okay, yes, Rakesh,
No, sir, I didn't get that point.
you didn't get that point. Are you able to read this sentence?
Yes, sir.
So there is a piston which is area is 0.0045 meters square. Moves downwards, means what is 75 millimeters? What it is? What is 75 millimeter here? Piston area is 0.0045 meters square. That we understood. He says moves downwards 75 millimeter. What is the meaning of that? Can you tell me?
Volume.
Piston moves down means what? It is stroke length. It moves from a top dead center to bottom dead center.
Bottom.
Okay. Drawing air means the air that it draws inside. That is volume of the air that goes inside. 0.0028 meter cube. Okay. The pressure in the cylinder uniform during the process. What is the meaning of this? That means the pressure inside the cylinder is
Constant.
constant, right? Okay.
Sir.
So that means the process is a what kind of process? When piston is moving, there is a change in volume, change in pressure. Sorry, change pressure and volume are changing. Let us say, what is the process it is? What is the process kind of process it is?
Isobaric.
Isobaric process, right? So
Yes, sir.
here the lot of values he has given to confuse you. Don't get into that. He wants displacement work. What he wants at the end? This estimate the displacement work done by the air. So displacement work is here. This air is moving. This boundary is moving. We want to calculate that. So that friction in pipe and all that you ignore. You don't worry about that. So what you have to do? Displacement of the boundary. Right? Displacement here again volume he has given. This also to confuse you. Okay? This volume is the volume of the air that is outside, that is sucked inside. This is the volume of air that was outside at the outside pressure. Okay. So when inside it is pressure is different. Okay. So that is that you will come to know if you come see here change in volume. What I do, I use my normal calculation, that is area of cross section into the area of cross section into the stroke length. Right. Stroke length is 75 millimeter. Area of cross section is given. If I multiply these two, I get a displacement volume, the boundary displacement volume. So if you see this volume here, how much you will get? Do the calculation. Are you getting the same value? Just check. 0.0045 into 75 divided by. Why I am dividing by 1000? Any idea? 75 is divided by 1000. Why is that?
80 mm.
75 millimeter it is. I have to convert it into meter. Right? So this will become a 3.37 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter cube displacement volume. So work done, as somebody said just now, Rakesh said, it's a constant pressure process. So very simple to calculate. This derivation we have done already. Work done in process 1 to 2 is a integration PdV, okay, over 1 to 2. So pressure is constant, therefore pressure can be taken outside. So then integration of dV only will be remain. So integration of dV will be V. If you substitute the upper and lower limits, you will get a V2 minus V1. If you substitute this all these values, pressure and change in volume I have calculated here. So pressure is given 80. How much is the pressure inside cylinder pressure? Is 80 kilopascal. Outside pressure is not required for us. Pressure here inside. What is the pressure inside? This displacement is happening here. So I need this pressure. Okay. This pressure is constant. So therefore, you take 80 into 10 to the power 3 into 0.337 to 10 to the power 3 minus 3, you will get the value this much. Please calculate this. Are you getting same answer? Just check. Yes, did you calculate this? Yes. Everyone calculated these values? Yes or no? Rakesh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Prerna?
Sir.
In the same answer.
Huh? 27 joules you are getting value?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, everybody is getting a value? Okay, fine. So we'll go to next problem. It's a simple problem. We solved it. Let us solve one more problem. A cylinder contains 1 kg of a certain fluid at the initial pressure of 20 bar. Fluid is allowed to expand reversibly behind the piston according to law P V square equal to constant until volume is doubled. The fluid is then cooled reversibly at a constant pressure until piston regains its original position. Heat then supplied reversibly with a piston firmly locked in position until pressure rises to original value of 20 bar. Calculate a net work done by the fluid for an initial volume of 0.05 meter cube. Read this statement carefully and try to solve this. Okay, so what is given here? Fluid mass is given m. Okay, then initial pressure P1. Let us call initial pressure as P1 and initial volume as V1. So what happens? Fluid is allowed to expand. That means V increases, volume increases. During the expansion process, volume increases and pressure decreases. There is an inverse relation. How they are related? They are related P V square equal to constant. If you simplify this, it will be P is equal to constant divided by V square. So this is a inverse relation, right? So when V increases, P decreases until volume is doubled. So what he says, the initial volume is V1. Volume after the expansion is doubled. So what is the meaning of that? If I say volume is doubled, what will be the V2 is equal to?
0.1.
0.1.
1.
Double means what is the meaning? Initial volume is V1. After
2
expansion,
2
volume
V2.
doubles. What is the meaning of that? Huh?
2v2.
2
v1.
2v1, man. Volume doubles. Initial volume is v1. After expansion, the volume is doubled. Meaning is v2 is equal to v1. Correct? Is it clear? Is it clear to everybody? Who is this? Rakesh or who is this? Alvin. Who gave this answer?
Prashant.
Prashant. Okay. Rakesh is there?
Sir, v2 is equal to v1.
Sir.
V2 is equal to?
You said just now v2 is equal to v1.
No. V2 is equal to
2v1.
2v1. Yes, correct. Sorry, I said. V2 is equal to 2v1. Right? Because volume doubles. Okay. So initially there is an expansion from a P1 V1 to P2 V2. Right? Initial pressure is P1. Final pressure I don't know. He has given volume, he has given. So final volume is V2. That V2 is equal to V1. Okay, this much I know. The fluid is then cooled reversibly. Cool means you take out heat. Right? So when heat is taken out, what happens? I told her, did you do that experiment? Take a water bottle, this plastic water bottle, close it tightly at room temperature, then keep it in fridge. What happens? Has anyone done this experiment? Take a water bottle, don't put water in that, empty it, okay, at room temperature. Closely fit the cap, tightly fit the cap. Then put the water bottle in the freezer of your fridge at home. What will happen? Has anyone done this experiment? Can anybody guess what happens when temperature decreases? If you put in fridge, what happens? Temperature decreases, right? What will happen to bottle? Can anybody guess? Prashant?
Water.
Water will get crushed, right? Yes or no?
Blast.
Eh? Bottle volume decreases because pressure decreases inside. Okay? If you cool, either pressure decreases or volume decreases. Any one should happen. If you keep volume constant, pressure will decrease. If you allow volume to shrink, then pressure will remain constant, volume will decrease. So here it says after expansion, heat is removed, cooling is done. So therefore, since piston is moving, volume will decrease. Okay, heat loss will result in a volume decrease. So volume will change from V2 to some value, and I don't know what is that value. Okay. Regains its original position. What it says? Piston regains its original position. It was in position 1. It moved to position 2. So volume changed from 1 to 2. Right? Regains its original position means it comes back to original position. So what is the meaning of that? Volume will become again from V2 to volume will change to, after end of second process, what will be the volume? Are you able to follow what I am discussing here? Yes, Prashant. What happens initially? Air expands, right? Piston moves from high pressure to low pressure. Volume increases, pressure decreases. Volume we said V2 is equal to V1. Then it is cooled. So if you do the cooling, what happens? Volume decreases. So he says piston regains the original position. Meaning of the sentence. Are you able to understand this? Visualize the process? Or having difficulty? If you have difficulty, tell me. Don't keep quiet. Rakesh, Alvin, Prerna, are you there? Prashant? Did you understand what I'm saying here?
Yes, sir. The volume, the original
The
volume.
original volume. So it becomes again V1. Volume increased from V1 to V2. Then it cooled at constant pressure, right? When the volume increase from V1 to V2, pressure decrease from P1 to P2. Now this cooling is done at constant pressure. That means the pressure is constant during cooling. The contraction pressure is constant, right? At the end of the process 2, pressure will be P2 only, right? So I call initial pressure as P1, volume V1. This end of first process I call it as P2 V2, right? Then end of second process I call it as a P3 V3, right? So if I call like that, P3 is equal to P2, okay? V2 is equal to 2V1, clear? Then heat is supplied reversibly with a piston firmly locked in position. Piston is not moving now, it is constrained. Piston is not allowed to move. Heat is supplied, right? So if we heat the holding piston, what will happen? Piston is constrained means piston is not moving. Piston is not moving means volume is constant. Okay? At constant volume, if we increase the temperature, what will happen? Can anybody guess? At constant constant volume, if you do the heating, temperature increases, right? Yes or no? Are you following me? Rakesh? At constant volume, heat addition leads to what?
Rise in
Prashant?
temperature.
Rise in temperature.
Rise in
Okay. So you have a gas state equation of gas is there. P V equal to RT. I say volume is constant, right? So then if temperature increases, what happens to pressure?
pressure increases.
Pressure increases, right? So at constant volume, pressure increases. At constant pressure, you do it cooling. At constant pressure, when we did cooling, volume decreased. At constant volume, when we're doing heating, it increases the pressure. Okay. So this is how there are 3 states and 3 processes. System goes from P1 V1 to P2 V2, P2 V2 to P3 V3. Then P3 V3 it goes to P1 V1. It comes back to P1 V1. Okay, firmly locked in until pressure rises to original value. The pressure has the volume has come back to original value, right? It V1 to V2, V2 is double of V1. Then V3 is equal to V1 because the piston regains the original position. V3 is equal to V1. So volume has come back to original. Now pressure also comes back to original value. That means it come back to original condition. It's a cycle. So 3 processes together form a cycle here. Can you draw this in a diagram, PV diagram? Can anybody draw this in PV diagram? Just try, sketch it, then I will show whether your answer is correct or not. You can cross check. Because this is very important. If you are able to visualize and draw PV diagram, then solving the problems is very easy. Very easy process. It's only just algebra, writing down and doing calculation. Visualizing the process and correctly and properly writing a PV diagram is very important. Please do it. I will give you 2 minutes time. Quickly draw the PV diagram. Find out first look at the points P1 V1, P2 V2 and P3 V3. Put the points, then join them with a curve or straight line, whatever, depending on what process is given. Yes. Did you complete? Anyone completed drawing that? Yes, Rakesh, could you do this? Prashant? Prashant?
No, sir.
No. Why? Are you able to follow what I'm discussing? What I'm saying here? Did you understand or not? What is the difficulty? Can you draw PV diagram? P on y-axis, V on x-axis. Can you draw two axes like this? First, draw it. Do it. Are you able to do that?
Yes, sir.
Rakesh. Rakesh and Prashant. Who is this?
Prashant.
Prashant. Okay. First, draw x-axis V, y-axis P. Okay. Arbitrarily find out some P1, V1 at the top right, top right corner preferably. Draw it at a top right corner. One point you put within the PV diagram. One point you put the top right, not put it at the bottom left corner. Top, sorry, not right, top left corner. Little above x-axis and that near to the y-axis, right on arbitrary point. We call it as P1, V1. Okay. Could you do that?
Yes, sir.
Class ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Class. So then pressure decreases and volume increases, right? So you find out go right and go down, right? So find out another point, P2, V2. Little right side, V increases and P decreases. Come down and go right. So another point you write it as P2, V2. Okay, this is the first process, 1 to 2. Then second process is constant pressure volume decrease. That means it has to be a straight line, right? Straight line parallel to y-axis or x-axis.
Y-axis.
Y-axis. And which side you have to go? Sorry,
side.
what you said? Y-axis.
X-axis.
Straight line pressure is constant means what? Line parallel to pressure does not change.
X-axis.
It does not change. It should be
Yes.
parallel to
Parallel to
x-axis or v-axis, volume axis. Okay, and it should left or right. How do you draw that line? From
To
point
right
2, it goes to the left side or right side?
Right side.
Huh? Volume
Right
increases
side.
or decreases here?
Volume. Constant. Volume. Volume.
Pressure is constant, man, not volume.
Volume is double.
Volume doubled initially from 1 to 2. Now from 2 to 3, volume is increasing or decreasing? 2 to 3, cooling is done, and piston regains its original volume.
Yes.
So what is the meaning of that? Volume
Volume
decreases. That
decreases.
means from point 2 you should go left, right? Volume should decrease. Draw a straight line parallel to v-axis towards the origin, right? Okay. How where you have to stop till it becomes equal to v1, right? So where it should be exactly below the 1 point. You have drawn one, no, v1, v1 below that you have to stop, right? So that you call it as a P3 V3. From then P3 V3 and P1 V1 join. Like this you get a curve. Do that. All of you do that. Are you able to do it? Yes. Prashant, could you do that? Prashant. Rakesh. Are you there? Satmani. Prerna. Yes, Prashant. Please speak, man. You are able to do it or not?
Yes, sir.
Could you draw that? Are you able to do it or not, man? Okay, now I will show here. Just see. Does it look like this? Is your diagram looks like this or something different? P1 V1 to here it is P1 V1. This point. Special allotropic process changes, right? P2 V2. Then there is a P3 V3. So here V2 is equal to 2 times V1 and V3 is equal to V1. Okay. So all the values are given here. You can so for this what you have to do, work done for this curve during this curve, work done in this curve and work done in this process. All three you have to calculate separately and add. That will be area enclosed by the, now for a cyclic process, area enclosed is the net work, right? During this process work is done by the system. 1 to 2 work is done by the system. 2 to 3 work is done on the system, right? This is negative work. What you get here is negative work. Okay. So 3 to 1, what is the amount of work done? During process 3 to 1, any work is done? Can anybody answer? Hello, are you there? At least one of you answer me. Yes, say yes, no. You don't keep quiet. Anyone is there? Hello, Prashant, Rakesh. Someone has sent a message. Who is this? Oh my God. We are in the same slide from. Sorry. Can anybody speak? Okay, no response. I'll stop this. There's no problem. Please send WhatsApp message, whatever you are.